future. God has a plan for this church. But to lay hold of his blessing, you have to decide that he knows better than you what is best for you. To lay claim to what is yours, you have to confess, you who are in Christ, that your life belongs to him. You have to trust him enough to obey him. Trusting him and obeying him means trusting and obeying the one that he has sent to lead you. You've chosen Hebrews 13:7. I like that scripture as your theme today. It talks about a leader whose faith is exemplary. A leader whose faith you can imitate with confidence because it is authentic, because it is sincere in its leadership worth following. Naomi exemplified that kind of leadership to Ruth, and consequently Ruth, not knowing where they were heading, trusted Naomi enough to go with her. You may not know exactly where Reverend Porter is leading you, but you can follow with confidence because she has shown you over this past year that she is a leader worth following. Go wholeheartedly, go with her all the way. I'm sure this year there have been a couple of times, Pastor, there have been a couple of times. Yeah, there have probably been a couple of times when you were not sure what Pastor was doing or why. And certainly, as I stand here this morning, there will be many more of those times. But if this thing is going to work, you're going to have to trust that she is leading you where God has directed her to go. And if you trust him, if you trust God, then you have to trust her. Because she is the prophet that God has sent to you. Pastor, you were tried from the beginning. You hardly got here and your daughter almost died. I know you must have felt like Naomi and declared your name to be Mara because of the bitter turn that life had taken. You came here in faith. And Nia was in a car accident that took the life of one young girl. Then your father did die. And your precious little grandson was stricken. And I'm sure you wondered what in the world was going on. I'm sure Brother Bill sat and shook his head and said, did we do the right thing? You must have questioned it. But through it all, you held on to your faith. And you believed that God had called you to this place and that these trials were tests of faith for you to persevere. Sometimes the call is hard. Sometimes the call is burdensome. But we as leaders are called to trust in the Lord no matter what. And even if it leads us down a dark path, I want to encourage you to stay the course and go with the Lord all the way. He said, I'll be your light. Hallelujah. He said, I'll keep my hand with you. He said, only trust me. He said, you can bear it because I will shoulder it with you. Hallelujah. Pastor and people may get tired and discouraged at times, but keep your hand in his and remember that God never fails. Nia celebrated her 16th birthday. Praise be to God. And baby boy bounced back. Hallelujah. And dad went to glory. A blessing if you faint not. Go all the way. The natural eye is deceptive and we may not see the fruit of our labor right away. But we are a people who walk by faith and not by sight. How is it that Ruth just happened to be gleaning in the fields of Boaz? That is divine intervention. That was God's hand guiding her. Naomi gave praise to God as she And just as sure as Naomi knew that Boaz would not rest until the matter of their redemption was settled, our God continues to work on our behalf. Even when you cannot trace his hand, follow him all the way. Boaz was the kinsman redeemer in this story, but I know of another redeemer. At a dark point in human history, when some had given up hope, when what was pleasant had turned bitter, when bright prospects had ended up in tragedy, through 42 generations he came to redeem us from destruction.